Hello YouTube, this is Julia Plous, children's book author and child at heart. And I have a problem. My problem is I'm like weirdly possessive of gargoyles. I love gargoyles. When I was a kid in the 90s, and I mean like a little kid, I was 5 years old when that show premiered. Gargoyles was my life. Me and my sister, we were really religiously into the show. Collected a lot of toys, watched it. I mean, it meant everything to us. We were that, and she was the only person I shared it with. I had not a lot of friends growing up. I'm kind of a nerd, kind of really a nerd. So like and you know, being a nerd wasn't cool in the 90s. It was still something you got bullied for, unlike now. Anyway, I went to a really small school, and like none of the kids in my class liked gargoyles. So I didn't have anyone to share it with other than my sister. And we really loved it. And for some reason, like, okay, so with Disney Plus now, people who grew up watching it are like talking about it now and watching it again. And I mean, let's be honest, there's probably going to be a live action movie soon. And for some reason, whenever I hear people talking about how much they love it or how much they I get like weirdly anxious and uncomfortable. I get that like twinge in my heart. You know that feeling when like you get bad news or something makes you uncomfortable? You're just like, no! Like, that's how I feel when I hear other people enjoying gargoyles. It's like, no, that was mine. You can't like it like I did. It doesn't mean what it means to me, to you. It's just ridiculous. And that's the only fandom I'm weirdly possessive of. I shared lots of other things with my sisters, Lion King, Pocahontas, all sorts of Disney movies, and it doesn't bother me when other people are obsessed with those. For some reason, I feel like gargoyles is mine. You can't like it. It's all mine. I know that's not the case, it does not belong to me, but these toys certainly did, and I just want to share with you the Gargoyles merchandise that I had in the 90s. Here's the video cassette of the movie with the board game that like came with it. My sister and I played that once. You're supposed to like put the tape in, and after the movie, the instructions on what to do and the cards to draw. We're not board game people, so we only played it once and didn't really care about it. But you know, come on, people, it was a good movie. It was a good show. We've got these 4 volumes of the show on tape. These have been in the basement. They're a little dusty, but you know, come on, that's what it is. Here's a sticker album that we never filled in all the spaces, but man, we love this show. And obviously, we're not the only ones. Let me move into action figures, because action figures are so great. Although these action figures did have a lot wrong with them. Here's Power Wing Goliath, and he was the only one that had like big old wings like this. And I remember he came with a sword, which was stupid because he never used a sword. He's wearing armor for some reason. I hate that about action figures when they make it look different than how it looked on the show. Like, why would you do that? What does this enhance the... Whatever. Goliath was like my least favorite anyway, because he was so boring. Leaders, whenever there's a cartoon show about like a team of heroes, the leader is always boring, because that's his personality, the leader. He's not the funny one, he's not the glutton, he's not the old wise man, he's not the sarcastic one, so it's just, he's always boring. Oh, here's Brooklyn. This was a terribly sculpted action figure. He has no neck. The only thing he can do is like his mouth opens a little bit, and he came with this spear, and it's all like discolored because I remember I used it to mix paint once. But yeah, this was a pretty awful action figure. Here's Lex. Lex is my favorite. As for things wrong with it, why does Lex need a crossbow? Okay. Also, you know, anyone who watched the show knows that his wings should be attached to his arms, but I guess that just wouldn't make it. He wouldn't be able to move his arms if they did that. This actually, like, you can see that he has no pupils. When I was a kid, I took a ballpoint pen and I tried to draw pupils on these eyes, but it came out really messed up, so I used whiteout and covered it over again, so that's why he looks like that. Broadway, he also has no neck, and his thing was, like, he came with, a weapon that was like a mace on one side and an axe on the other, and you put it in his arms, and then you pull him back like that, and he's supposed to throw it. It was really stupid for these characters to come with weapons, because Hudson's the only one who ever used a weapon. Here's Hudson, and he came with his sword. He's the only gargoyle that used a sword. Bronx, I love Bronx. Pull his leg and his mouth opens. He also came with some weird, like, snap-on glider, so he could glide. Demona, my sister's favorite. She was Demona for Halloween once, and I was Lex. I don't have any pictures, but my sister and I always were unhappy with, she has a very masculine upper body that does not look consistent to her cartoon appearance. And why does she have shoulder pads? Can anyone answer that? Can anyone explain this to me, why Demona has shoulder pads? But that's, whatever. Oh yeah, Cold Stone, who I love. Oh, he's falling apart. Yeah, his wings don't stay in. When I was a kid, I wasn't really able to understand the plot, the whole deal with Cold Stone, and that he has different souls inside him. So at one point you can spin this thing and it's like, oh, Xanatos is controlling him. Okay, now he's controlling himself. And then it also has Desdemona and Othello. No, he's Othello. Iago. His tail is around here somewhere. Here's his tail. It never stays in, and you can see here this green clay that I had to use to, like, force his tail in, but it never stayed. Here's a Xanatos, which, in a really weird outfit. It's, like, supposed to be a Steel Clan outfit. His wings are down here, but they don't attach to his back. It's missing some accessories. But, whatever. What else we got? Oh yeah, they made a lot of, like, extra Goliath figures, which is dumb because, well, what's dumb is that my sister and I bought them because we didn't even like Goliath, but we bought these extra, like, here he is. This is Griffin Goliath, and he came with a bow and arrow. But we got this because, you remember that episode with Una, the unicorn, and Leo, the lion, and Griff? So we were like, let's just buy this and pretend this is Griff. And then I don't know why we also bought Minotaur Goliath. One of his armors. This was all chewed up by a dog. Doesn't really fit anymore. And he came with this little discus thing that can... Let's see if it still works. I just hit the screen. Well, that still works. Oh yeah, then there was, like, Flamestorm Goliath. Why did we even own this? I mean, it does look kind of cool. But he can, like, shoot a fireball. We probably played with this and pretended this was a different gargoyle altogether. But, like, man, why did they make so many Goliaths? I assume Goliath was their most popular and marketable character. It's just that we personally didn't like him. Here's Lion Bronx. Purple Bronx with lion armor and wings, which I thought was pretty cool. I think I probably just wanted this so that we could, again, pretend it was a completely different gargoyle. Here's Macbeth. He's probably missing some accessories. I don't know why he looks like this. This is not how Macbeth looked in the cartoon, ever. He never had a weapon like this. Whatever, man. Oh yeah, here's that motorcycle from one of the first episodes. It's got this weirdo, like, shield armor on it. And it was like, it came with a little missile, and you would, if you bent it back, this thing, that was the release, and it would shoot a missile, which it did not do in the, what do you call it, cartoon. Oh yeah, here's Elisa, which is stupid. This does not, she never had any of this. But, this is the only Elisa they made, I'm pretty sure. So this is the only one we had. She comes with a glider and a missile. Yeah, it's just, she has a really masculine face. It just, we were unsatisfied as fans. Oh my gosh. Okay, so in addition to Flamestorm Goliath, they also made Ice Storm Brooklyn. I remember, have you ever seen the movie Face Off? Because there's a moment where the kid is playing with this. And when I first watched that movie with my friends, I was like, Ice Storm Brooklyn! I had that! And everyone was just looking at me like, I'm like, shut up! It's important to me. Oh, the Steel Clan. This was like, you know how the Steel Clan robots explode in every episode, or they get blown up somehow? That was like this, it's missing its, like, torso, I guess, but when you press this button and it would just, like, pop, fall apart. And it came with a gun, which is stupid because the Steel Clans, they have the laser in their wrist. Is that all the action figures? I think that's all my action figures. Oh, no, wait. Okay, so over the summer of 2019, my parents needed a repairs done in the basement. And the workers needed to drill through the concrete. And they had to move this big wooden workbench away from the wall. and they had to take stuff out of it, and it was like, look what was there all that time. For the past 20-something years, this was lying dormant in my basement. Must have been bought to be a present, and then, you know, we already had Demona, so there's no reason. But look at that, it's perfectly preserved. And look at the ads for all the other stuff. This brings back such good memories. So, yeah, I'm hoping by doing this video and putting out into the world that, like, I was a good Gargoyles fan, I'm an expert, makes me, I feel like I have a little more control over the fandom, because it's weird, it's like, it's not so much that I don't want to share it, I just only want to share it if I'm controlling the narrative. Like, it's like, I feel like the show belongs to me, and I'm the best one suited to explain it to everyone else. I do wish I could get over this feeling, because they probably are going to make a live-action movie soon, and it would be amazing if they did. Well, thanks for watching, and thanks for bearing with my insane nerd rage.